This is the Leitmotif and Movement Podcast, a father and son's journey into the vast worlds of music. I am your host, Mike Ficklin, and joining me on this epic musical journey is my son,
Michael Ficklin.
This show is dedicated to the discussion of music and introducing Michael to music from the past and present. We will mainly be discussing the genres of rock, hard rock, and heavy metal. We will also, from time to time, dive into film and video game scores, and we'll sprinkle in some surprises along the way. Michael, how are you doing this evening?
Good. Except for coughing. Stuffy nose.
Yeah, you and I have both been battling that. We will definitely apologize in advance if we sound a little nasally, the both of us, because we both got stuffy noses and we're both dealing with the effects of what I think is a sinus infection. I'm over it. Tired of it. So, this episode is going to be a really big episode for us. We're going to break from our traditional format, and we're going to present to you our top 5 albums that were released in the year 2024. We're also going to touch on some of our favorite music that we've found through the art of discovery since we started the show. I think this will be a lot of fun. Michael and I have listened to a boatload of music over the last several weeks. I think Michael can attest to that.
Yes.
Yeah, we've listened to a lot of music in preparation for doing this show, so we hope you have a blast. We've had a blast going through and listening to all this stuff and getting it prepared. So, without further ado, we're going to jump right on into it. This is the art of discovery, and what I'm going to do is present our top 5 discoveries of 2024. Now, to narrow this down, I am only including the groups in this list that released some sort of new music in 2024. That is not to say that we did not enjoy anything from the other artists that we checked out throughout the course of the show this year. It was just that some of these artists did not release anything new in the calendar year. So you won't find, say, a band like Panic Waves on this particular list, and it's not because we didn't enjoy it, because we very much did. They just hadn't released anything in 2024. So the list was narrowed down somewhat by whether or not they released music in 2024. So that said, we're going to jump right on into the list here. We're going to start with our number 5. This is Hike the Peak. We really, really enjoyed Hike the Peak. They released their debut record, Only the True Fly Free, this year. They are a melodic skate punk project from the United Kingdom. This record was such a fun listen, full of hard driving punk rock anthems that really make you want to sing along. It instantly became one of our favorite listens when we heard it for the first time. We're going to play you a song from the record. This is Raise Your Voices featuring Heathcliff.
No more retreat, let's dream of the truth. And don't admit to
And once again, that was Hike the Peak featuring Heathcliff with their song Raise Your Voices from Hike the Peak's debut album, Only the True Fly Free. We loved this record. Michael, any comments on this particular song?
Great song. It had me headbanging the whole entire time.
Fun song, right?
Yeah.
If you haven't listened to the whole thing, it is so good. I really think you'll like the rest of it as well.
I don't think I've gotten around to listen to it.
Oh, you should give it a shot, man. It's good stuff. Good stuff.
I will put that on my list.
All right, so that was Hike the Peak at number 5. Moving on to our number 4, we've got Against I. And we've featured Against I previously as well. They put out their album Songs for the Dying. This is their first record. They released it here just not too long ago, just within the last few weeks here. We featured several songs, actually, from this Swedish blackened death metal band. This entire first record here that is brutal and melodic. Love it. It's an all-out sonic assault. I just absolutely love this record. These guys are awesome. We're going to play a song from Songs for the Dying. This is The Blackest Night. And again, that was Against I with their song The Blackest Night from their album Songs for the Dying. Michael, what'd you think about that one?
Holy moly. That guitar work was amazing.
Goes hard as hell too, right?
Yes. Holy. Holy.
Liked that, huh?
Yeah.
The whole
That
album
was
is like that.
impressive.
Yeah, the whole album's like that, just filled with a lot of outstanding guitar work, man. It goes hard. Anything else to say on that one?
Other than guitar work, that could probably rival Misha.
All right, so we will move on to our number 3. Number 3 is Galaxy Parade. These guys are a melodic alt-rock band out of Houston, Texas. Their EP, I'll Always Be Around, is, I believe, their first EP, but their second overall release. Michael and I both love Weezer, and these guys give us all the Weezer vibes. The I'll Always Be Around EP is absolutely outstanding. The song we're going to feature is called One Night in Your Next Life, Lost in Time.
What if this is all just a dream?
And once again, that was Galaxy Parade with their song One Night in Your Next Life, Lost in Time, from their EP I'll Always Be Around. Michael, what'd you think about that one?
I really like that. It's perfect. Perfect. Perfect.
Gives all the Weezer vibes, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. I love their mix of kind of upbeat songwriting
Yeah.
and just the melodic music. It's gorgeous. It is such a good EP. I really think you would like the entire EP.
I will have to check it out.
All right, so we'll move on from there to our number 2. This is Across Oceans. These guys are a progressive metal band out of Berlin, Germany. The Pacifica EP is their second EP, and it is such an excellent listen. We featured the opener Blood Fuel on a previous episode, and Michael remarked how much he loved it. We even mentioned that we were going to have to fly out to Germany and see these guys sometime. We are going to feature another song from the Pacifica EP. This song is Heptagon.
Truth, the carriers of burden, inoculate. Heptagon consequences unfold.
And once again, that was Across Oceans with Heptagon from their Pacifica EP. Michael, what'd you think about that one?
I liked it. It was kind of more laid back to me.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't go, or it doesn't have as much energy as some of the other stuff that we played tonight, but I love this EP. I love this song. Great stuff. Their singer's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Great vocals from their singer.
Anything else on this?
Nope.
Okay, so before we reveal our number one, I want to go and give some honorable mention shout-outs here. We want to shout out Message from a Raven, who released their EP Fall from Grace. Outstanding heavy metal EP. Really dug this and just barely missed the cut on the top 5 list. Also want to give a shout out to a duo Latera with their Destructor EP. This features the singer from Against I, and he was collaborating with several other musicians. Outstanding EP, great stuff. We featured a song from them. Anything that I mention on the show today, or really any other time, you could automatically consider something that I highly recommend that you should check out. So yeah, definitely check out the duo Latera Destructor EP. Good stuff. Also, I want to give a shout out to Mindfield, specifically the architect of Ruin Single. One of my favorite things I discovered on Threads for sure. Want to shout out Authors of Fate with their album Seats Taken. Just a straight up heavy metal, just crushing record. Love that record. Shout out to Everfelt with their Everfelt EP. I feel like this is kind of it's got like an old school Stone Temple Pilots vibe. Loved this record a lot. Good stuff. Also want to shout out, and again, I don't know how they actually pronounce it, but I think it's pronounced Menu. And want to shout out their All Good Old Days Rest in Limbo single. Good stuff. Also want to shout out These Cursed Hands and their Intelligent Redesign record. We featured a song from them. I believe it was on the last episode. Just goes hard as hell. If you like heavy metal, dig into those guys. You're going to love them. So, with those honorable mentions out of the way, our number one record, our number one artist on our 2024 Art of Discovery countdown here is from, drumroll please, a metalcore band out of St. Louis, Missouri, known as Gloryfell, who released their debut album Season's Grievings this year. It's an ambitious and terrific debut record. We previously featured the song It's Over Mannequin on the show. We loved that song. That song still stands as one of our favorite songs. We're going to play another song from the Season's Grievings record. This one is called The P is Silent.
I can't shake this. I feel myself slowly going under, like an anchor at my ankles. I won't survive. I just need some clarity, something to wipe the mind that's hardened over my eyes. I guess this is how life goes. myself slowly going under, like an anchor at my ankles. I won't survive. I won't survive. I just need some clarity, something to wipe the mud that's hardened over my eyes, over my eyes. I can't say again. My path, it is my own, and I alone have control.
And once again, that was Glory Fell with The P is Silent from their debut record, Seasons Grievings. Michael, what'd you think about that one?
I really like that. Really, I think it really deserves number one. There's way too much to name off, and it's just perfect.
Yeah. It's that entire record is really, really good. I don't think there's a bad song on it. It's, yeah. Yeah.
I while we were listening to it, I added it to my giant Spotify list. I had that whole entire EP.
It's an album. It's not an EP.
Oh,
it's a full album.
I thought it was a EP. I don't know.
Nope. This is a full album. Great stuff. So I do want to give a very special shout out to Glory Fell, Across Oceans, Galaxy Parade, Against I, and Hike the Peak. Thank you very much from the bottom of our hearts for letting us play your music on today's show. Congratulations to all of you guys for making our dopey little top 5 list here, but we very much enjoyed listening to the music this year.
Mm-hmm.
The same shout out goes out to all of the bands that we have featured this year on The Art of Discovery. We've enjoyed every second of the music we've listened to. We are deeply appreciative of being allowed to play your music on the show and introduce your music to not only to Michael, but to others that may not have heard your music before. So we really, really, really want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Michael?
All I want to say is I really enjoyed the music this year, and hoping to see some more great music next year.
100%. 100%. Okay, so we're closing off The Art of Discovery for this year, and now we're going to move into our top 5 releases of 2024. How we're going to do this is we're going to go back and forth. We're going to reveal our top 5 starting at number 5. So, Michael, I'm going to let you kick us off here. Give us your number 5.
All right. For number 5, I have The Singularity by Bear McCreary.
Yep, Bear McCreary. Yep.
Yeah. I really enjoyed this album. I think I really like the instruments. I really like the vocals all the way through, like the guest vocalists. Also, I like the intermission parts, like yellow eyes and red eyes and blue eyes. I'm pretty sure. Also, huge shout out to him for making this such a great album.
Yeah, it's so good.
Mm-hmm.
So good.
Um,
Lots of solid guest appearances. Yeah,
mm-hmm.
I agree.
Also, wasn't this his first metal album?
It is his first metal album.
Most,
Oh, go ahead.
most people like have a few albums before they get the hang of metal. He completely got the hang of it.
Yeah, you can tell how much love he has for the genre.
Yeah. But other than that, just how good it was produced. And
Any
it,
particular favorite songs?
probably Leviathan and, I would have to look
Yeah,
at the
Leviathan's a really
song
good song.
titles. I can't think of the titles on the top of my head. Also, The End of Tomorrow.
Yeah,
But,
outstanding song.
yeah. And also, shout outs to Blue Eyes, Yellow Eyes, and the two intermission parts on the song are amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, Bear has an amazing talent for composition. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
he's outstanding.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else to say?
No.
All right, so for my number 5, I actually mirror what you have here. I also have Bear McCreary's The Singularity. It's just an absolute masterpiece from the veteran film, television, and video game composer. This is an original concept album that has an accompanying comic book that helps tell the story. Bear has quickly become one of my favorite composers, and with this prog metal concept album, he's cemented a place in my heart. The album features many guest artists, such as Serge Tankian from System of a Down, Corey Taylor from Slipknot, Slash from Guns N' Roses, Joe Satriani, and others. It features gorgeous orchestrations, chunky guitar riffs, and some truly outstanding vocal performances, and some very emotional storytelling. For me, some standout songs, Incinerator, that one features Serge Tankian on vocals, Redshift with Brendan McCreary on vocals, Exiles with, I don't know how it's pronounced, I think it's Griogere, outstanding, Last Stop with Brendan McCreary, Escape from the Machines with Slash and Joe Satriani, Leviathan with Corey Taylor, and The End of Tomorrow with Slash and Brendan McCreary. And really, The End of Tomorrow is probably my absolute favorite song on the record. Great stuff. I love this album. Listened to it many times since it's come out. All right, Michael, how about your number 4?
Right. My number 4 is Idola's release. I don't know how to say
Eviscerate.
the name. Yeah. I really like this album. It had its variety of like music genres because it was like bouncing back and back, which I liked. Also like the vocals, instruments. I'd also like add a fun fact. Me and you saw Idola open up for Periphery a few months ago. They were amazing.
Yeah, I was going to ask you if having seen Idola kind of cemented that when you listen to this record, that it kind of cemented it in your mind that, you know, you really liked it, especially based on the live energy that they bring.
Yeah. Yeah.
Any particular favorite songs off of that?
All of the songs are good on this album, but if I were to give a number one, if it's the Zach song I'm thinking of, it's Who of You Will Persevere.
Yeah, awesome song.
Yeah.
All right, anything else to say?
No, except for they put on an immaculate live performance.
Yeah, lots of energy.
Yeah. And they definitely set the scene for Periphery coming out.
Yeah, they sure did. My only minor complaint on that was that their sound was kind of muddy, and unfortunately, because the sound was muddy, you couldn't pick up on all the nuance in their guitar playing and stuff. So, but yeah, you could definitely tell that they were playing their rear ends off. They were awesome.
Funny thing about that concert, it went from melodic, like chill music, to Idola opening, being the second opener and main opener, to Periphery just rocking the whole entire show.
Yep, went hard.
Yeah. I don't think I've seen that many mosh pits going on.
Yeah, well, to be fair, you've only been to like a handful of shows, so...
True.
All right.
High energy concert.
100%. All right, so my number 4. I am going with Caligula's Horse, Charcoal Grace. This is the 6th studio album from the Australian prog metal masters. Just a beautiful, haunting, and hopeful journey. The theme of the album is built around dealing with the feelings of loss and hopelessness that the band and much of the world had felt during the pandemic shutdown. It also is meant to serve as a means of catharsis and leaves with a message of hope for the future, laden with lots of atmosphere, meaty guitar riffs, gorgeous orchestral arrangements, sweeping melodies, and some truly emotional vocals. I love this record. Some standout tracks from it for me. The World Breathes With Me, the Charcoal Grace Suite, the entire suite, and Mute. All just terrific songs.
Could agree on all of that.
Yeah. Beautiful record.
Mm-hmm.
Michael, what you got for number 3?
Number 3, I have Power Nerd.
Okay, so I'm going to stop you right there before you get into it.
Oh?
I'm surprised.
Oh?
I really thought that was going to be your number 1.
Oh.
I really thought it. As much as you proclaimed how much you loved that record, especially when we sat down and dug into it a couple of episodes back, you liked it so much that we had a really good conversation about it. Yeah, I'm surprised. Go ahead.
So, to help you understand, I was debating on putting it number 2 or number 3, and it's just depending my mood right now, because if I would switch it for number 2 and put it number 3, but it's just the mood I'm feeling at the moment.
So tell us about it.
All right.
What do you like about it?
So I really like the background for this album. I really enjoyed me and you having a conversation about the background about it, and you uh, you explaining what the album was about and many other things. Also, Devin has great vocals. Did great job on the instruments. Um, it's an overall amazing album. Shoutouts for like top songs, Gratitude, Goodbye, and Falling Apart.
Yeah, all of those are great songs. That whole record is so good. Both musically and lyrically, just outstanding record. And I'm truly surprised it's not your number one. So I'm looking forward to seeing what you've got at your number 2 and 1 spots. Got anything else to say before I reveal my number 3?
Other than let's keep moving.
All right. So my number 3 comes from Oceans of Slumber and their new record, Where Gods Fear to Speak. Haunting, emotional, heavy, beautiful, just all words that could be used to accurately describe this 6th album from the Houston, Texas prog doom metal rockers. Man, just gorgeous. Songs that shift from ethereal and atmospheric to heavy and doom-laden at a moment's notice, all while vocalist Cammie Gilbert-Beverly is holding it down with her just deeply emotional and haunting vocal performance. Just, yeah, this record just takes my heart and just rends it in two. It's such a good record. Standout tracks for me, Don't Come Back from Hell Empty-Handed, Poem of Ecstasy, and The Given Dream. If you're going to start anywhere, start with those, and then give the entire record a chance if you like those. Such a good record. And I'm going to express how much I love Cammie Gilbert-Beverly's vocals. She's amazing.
Highly agree.
I assume you like that record as well.
Yeah.
Great stuff. I would love to see these guys live.
I can agree.
I will definitely be keeping an eye out to see if they get anywhere near us. All right, Michael. It's time to reveal your number 2. Drum roll, please.
Drum roll. It is going to be Evergrey. Can't think of the name. I didn't write it down.
Theories of Emptiness.
Yeah. Hey, it's not even funny how many times I just kept on coming back to that album.
Yeah, to be clear, this is the first Evergrey record you've heard, correct?
Yes. First time I ever heard of Evergrey. Holy moly. I was actually so much impressed with this record. I loved it. I like the openers. It goes from Falling from the Sun to Misfortune. I found myself already catching on to Misfortune like the first time I listened through.
Yeah, it is such a good record.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Evergrey is consistently one of my favorite prog metal bands. I love their vocalist. He's amazing. The band's just full of amazing musicians. Yeah.
Misfortune.
Any particular favorite songs other than Misfortune?
Our Way Through the Silence and Theory of Emptiness.
I'm so glad you liked that record. It comes as a bit of a surprise that you liked it that well, but yeah, I'm so glad you liked that. It is such a good record.
Mm-hmm.
another one of those bands that's on the bucket list of getting to see live.
I could agree. Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't hear me singing Misfortune in my room.
Were you singing that earlier today?
No, I don't think so. But I did a couple yesterday.
You did a couple yesterday, is that what you said?
I did once yesterday and a whole bunch throughout the week last week. So
Awesome. I'm really glad you liked that. And if you like that record, you really should check out some of Evergrey's other stuff. It's all fantastic.
just quick few lyrics from Misfortune. Misfortune, be gone. Ah. I can't. I quit. The voice crack. I quit.
That's all right. That's what happens when you're dealing with a sinus infection and it's messing with your vocal cords.
I quit life. I quit this.
That's all good. Nobody's going to drag you out in the street and shoot you for that. Anything else to say on it before I reveal my number 2?
Great album. Gonna have to listen to more Evergrey.
And then you need to report back.
Alright. How many albums do they have? Okay, I'll see.
I am not 100% positive. I can't remember. They've got quite a catalog though.
Mm-hmm.
Quite a few albums. Okay, so on to my number 2. My number 2 record is, drumroll, Opeth's The Last Will and Testament. The Swedish prog metal group's 14th record, laden with atmosphere, ghostly, darkly beautiful, psychedelic, theatrical, and heavy in its delivery. The concept for the record is set in post-World War I England and surrounds a recently deceased wealthy patriarch and the reading of his last will and testament. It's a beautiful marriage of older Opeth and the newer, more 70s prog rock influenced records. In fact, Opeth singer Michael Ackerfeld served up the first death metal growls heard on an Opeth record in over a decade. The album features terrific contributions from Jethro Tull's Ian Anderson, who not only serves as the voice of the narrator reading the testament, but also provides some of his trademark flute in a couple of the tracks. At no point does this album disappoint. Michael Ackerfeld's vocals are at times theatrical and over the top in all the best ways. The drum and bass work are standouts on this record. New drummer, and I'm going to probably butcher his name, and I apologize. I think it's Walteri Vernon. He just brings the thunder, man. And the guitar work from Fredrik on this is top-notch. It's an amazing record. It's an amazing journey. I've listened to it so much since it came out. It just barely lost out to my number 1 record. It is so good. Standout tracks for me, Paragraph 1, Paragraph 4, Paragraph 5, Paragraph 6, and A Story Never Told.
Could agree.
Such a good record. Such a good record from start to finish. I don't skip a single track. Yeah,
you
Chef's
can't
kiss.
skip a track on the album. You're just literally hurting yourself when you skip a track.
Yeah, 100%. And I would love to see them perform this album in its entirety live.
Ooh.
It would be amazing to see them perform this whole album start to finish live.
It would be amazing.
Especially if they could get Ian Anderson to go on tour with them to do his parts. Would be amazing.
Immaculate.
Okay, so before we reveal our number 1 records, Michael, do you have any honorable mentions or shout-outs you want to make?
Yes,
Okay, so let's hear them.
Right.
What are your honorable mentions?
So, the number 10 is The Cure's,
Songs of
I
a Lost
don't-
World?
yeah. I really like the instruments throughout the album. I also liked how they set up when how far the instruments go on by themselves, and when the vocals join in, it just worked well. And also, I like the musical elements through it.
Yeah, it's an amazing record.
And then my number 9 is your number 4. I just don't know how to
Caligula's
say.
Horse?
Yeah,
Charcoal Grace?
yeah. I really like this album, like, in its full entirety. I just don't think it could have broke 8, 7, 6, or higher, in my opinion. Then I go to number 8, which is Oceans of Slumber. Album,
Where God's
where
Fear to Speak?
God's Fears Speak. And I really like this album. It just couldn't break higher. I really like the vocals, but just couldn't break higher to me. And for my number 6 is Mothers of Millions. Don't
Magna Mater?
yeah. I really liked this album. I just don't. It was really fighting to break number 5, but me knowing that they're my number 5 was basically a first metal album, and it was such an amazing album. I just couldn't really put it higher, in my opinion. But it had me conflicted for a minute if I wanted to put it number 5 or number 6, and I just decided on number 6. But overall, I like the album. I like the vocals. I love the instrumental. I like how it's set up. I like the musical elements. It's just well-rounded.
Did you listen to the Kitty record?
Oh, I think I skipped over it. No, like, I think I skipped over. Wait, did I say number 7?
No.
Yeah, it was
Was that
number
your number 7?
Yeah. I really like that album. I also liked how it was set up, musical elements and vocals.
Yeah, I didn't really rank my honorable mentions, but I do want to throw several of them out there. First one I'm going to shout out is The Cure, Songs of a Lost World. Just hands down, my favorite record from The Cure since Disintegration. This record is so damn good. Deeply emotional and beautifully written. An epic gothic masterpiece of a record. The Cure shows us what it's like to mature gracefully. It's their 14th record, and the first one in 16 years, and perhaps stands as one of the best releases in their storied career. To say that I love this record is an understatement. It only narrowly missed my top 5, and I agonized and kind of waffled back and forth on it so much. But yeah, I love this record. Such a good record. Also want to shout out Evergrey, Theories of Emptiness. It's another album that just barely missed the cut on the top 5. Such a good record from start to finish, full of fantastic vocals, phenomenal guitar work, and ethereal atmosphere. It's a beautiful emotional journey. Also want to shout out Fire from Kitty. Just an absolute banger of a return record for Kitty. It's their first record in 13 years, and it didn't disappoint. Just goes hard as hell. Features excellent guitar riffs, outstanding vocals, and driving heavy melodies. It's probably going to go down right now as my favorite Kitty record ever. Also want to shout out Better Lovers with Highly Irresponsible. It's their debut album. They're a hardcore punk supergroup, and they feature members of Every Time I Die and former Dillinger Escape Plan vocalist Greg Puciato. At times, it goes brutally, chaotically hard as you would expect. And then it offers up a few more laid-back melodic songs as well. It's a marriage that seems to work extremely well. An outstanding debut record from start to finish. Also want to shout out to Mother of Millions with Magna Mater. It's the latest record from the Greek prog post-metalers. A record about loss and life. It's such a cinematic oral presentation. Crunchy guitar riffs, beautiful synth arrangements, and a big vocal performance come together to make an incredible listening experience. Definitely one of my favorite records of the year. And my last shout out is going to go to Idola with their record Eviscerate. It's the latest record from the Salt Lake, Utah progressive metalcore band. Equal parts aggressive and melodic. There's so much nuance and texture to what they do musically. The lyrics seem to focus on matters of theology and psychology through the lens of human experience. Just another incredible, complex technical entry in the band's catalog. Outstanding stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So with that out of the way, Michael, it's time to reveal your number 1 record.
Okay. Drum roll, please. It is Opeth with The Last Will and Testament.
Hell yeah.
I'm not even gonna lie. I listened to this album so much leading up to us recording it, and a little bit after.
Hey!
I love the telling of the testament, the plot, the will, and I like the plot twist through it. I also loved Michael Ackfeld's vocals. I like his death growls. I think it really fit in with the album. I also like the gloominess and ominous.
Yeah, the ominous feeling.
Yeah, all the way through it. I like the opening to paragraph 1 where you hear footsteps on a door closing.
Kind of creepy.
Yeah. And then it goes into that guitar
It kind of opens up with that bass line there at the beginning.
I couldn't figure out if it was guitar or bass. Uh, but I like how the bass is like included throughout the album. Also,
Yeah, it's got
like
a
how
great bass sound.
yeah, I like how all the instruments are like made to work together. It's like a big puzzle piece that is, you're trying to look for, and then you finally find it. That
Yeah,
finish
the
of
band comes
the
together
picture,
really well.
and it really um lived up to the hype. And I'm going to say I'm probably gonna be listening to a lot of Opeth in the coming weeks.
Oh yeah, you gonna dig into their back catalog, or are you just gonna be listening
I'm
to this more often?
I'm probably gonna be trying to listen through all their catalog.
Oh, dude, you're in for a great ride, man. I know I've been listening in the car here lately a lot
Yeah.
to Blackwater Park, which is one of my personal favorite records from them. Yeah, you're in for an outstanding ride. I envy you. I wish I could go back in time and experience Opeth again for the first time. Anything else to
But
say?
I love this album, and all I gotta say is just continue reading the will.
Any particular favorite songs for you?
Um, I gotta go paragraph 2, story never told, and paragraph 1.
Yeah, A Story Never Told is amazing. It's such a terrific ballad.
Also, a little shout out to like the edition that you got with the vinyl and disc and with the like handwritten uh like the will
Robert,
that they're reading out.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that box set is amazing.
yeah.
It's one of my favorite musical box sets that's ever been
Mhm.
released. Yeah, cool stuff.
Mm. All right, let's move on to you.
All right, so we'll move on to mine number one. Mine number one is Power Nerd from Devin Townsend. This album just caught me by complete surprise. It was not something that was on my radar at all until Devin sort of surprised announced it and dropped the video for the song Power Nerd. Initially, I sort of blew off the Power Nerd single as another sort of quirky, eccentric Devin Townsend song. However, once the entire record dropped, I fell in love with the songs. They felt like such a throwback to that sort of 80s metal sound. The songs are not as layered and complex as, say, songs from Empath, but they are still so good. Listening to the album commentary from Devin made me love this record even more. With his explanation about what influenced the lyrics on these songs, it hit me hard on an emotional level. I find this record to be so deeply relatable with its focus on love and loss. Hands down, this is my favorite record of the year. Some standout tracks from this: Power Nerd, Falling Apart, Gratitude, Jainism, Goodbye, all outstanding songs. We covered this album a couple of episodes ago. I really got into a lot of what made me relate to this record so much. And when I was in the process of making my top 5 list, I was seriously going back and forth on whether Opeth was going to be number 1 or Devin Townsend. And ultimately, I went Devin Townsend because of how much I relate on an emotional level to this album and how hard it hit me when I discovered what the circumstances were for Devin and what led to the writing of the record. Others' mileage may vary, but for me, this is hands down my favorite record of the year.
Highly agree that with all of your statements, except for mine's number 3.
That's all right. That's the fun of doing these lists. Michael, any surprises on my list for you?
Not really.
No? Not even in spots where I ranked things?
No.
Yeah.
Any surprises from my list?
Really, yeah. I was absolutely surprised that Devin ranked lower on your list than number 1. I really thought the Devin Townsend record was going to be your number 1. I was convinced of it. I would have bet money on it if I was a betting man.
It was either going to be number 2 or number 3. I was going to rank it in a top 3 spot.
So, was Opeth always going to be your number 1?
It was heading into it until I got to my top 3 can change up just depending, like, when you ask me, because I like all 3 of those albums very much equally. They have great musical attributes. It may be Power Nerd one day at number 1, Evergreen number 1 another day. But I was feeling Opeth. I made my original top 5 when I was making it originally.
That's awesome. I'm really glad you ended up liking that Opeth record as much as you did. I wasn't sure you were going to, so I'm happy you enjoyed it. Okay, so with that said, we want to give a question for the audience for this episode. It is simply, what is your favorite release of 2024 and why? I did pose this question on our social media accounts several weeks ago, and I did receive a response from Mindfield Music on Threads. He says, in no particular order, Melvin's Tarantula Heart. I believe the album is, or the artist is pronounced Garia, with their record Coma. Chat Pile with Cool World. Wheel with Charismatic Leaders. And Job for a Cowboy with Moon Healer. I've heard the Job for a Cowboy record. It's freaking amazing. I did like the record very much. Didn't quite crack that what I felt were the 11 best records that I had heard all year long, but it is an outstanding death metal record. Good stuff. Wheel is a band that is actually on an ongoing list of bands that I've been wanting to check out that I just haven't had time to get to yet, but it is on my list. I need to check them out. I've heard nothing but good things about them. All right. So we will move on now to our Can't Wait segment. This is new music that's coming soon, and I thought this would be an awesome opportunity to talk about music that's coming in 2025. This is my most anticipated releases for 2025 so far that's been announced.
Can I speak first on mine real fast?
Oh, absolutely. I didn't realize you would have something because you usually don't. So,
the new Kill Switch Engage album.
Yeah, that's titled This Consequence, coming out February 21st. And yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah, when I listen to Spotify when I'm playing games, I get ads sometimes for that album.
Anything else you're looking forward to?
Emily, the Carnival album.
You might as well keep dreaming on that one, brother.
I said Millennium.
That's a dream. Maybe. That's a big maybe. You might be hoping for a while on that one.
Maybe the what is that band called? It's the band that has 36 Crazy Fist singer.
Yeah, Paradise Slaves.
Yeah. Have they announced anything?
I have not
Their
seen a
album?
release date for or a title for their record yet. But I do know it's coming next year.
Mm-hmm. That's something I'm looking forward to. I don't know
Awesome.
why I said two twice.
Anything else?
Nope.
Okay. So, again, this is just a list of stuff that I know that's coming so far. Stuff that I'm really looking forward to. On January 10th, Mark Tremonti drops his new solo record, The End Will Show Us How. I love Mark Tremonti. He's an amazing guitar player. Regardless of how you feel about, Creed, his work in Alter Bridge and his solo albums, absolutely phenomenal. I can't wait. January 17th, Idola drops their new record, Mend, which is the second part to their. I think Eviscerate and Mend are meant to be like a double album, like a double concept. So Mend is on the way, January 17th. Looking forward to hearing that. On January 31st, LS Dunes releases their new record, Violet. If you don't know, LS Dunes features Travis Stever on guitar from Coheed and Cambria, and also features Circus Survive singer Anthony Green. Yeah. Looking forward to hearing that new record. On February 7th, Dream Theater drops their new record, Parasomnia. It's their first record with returning drummer Mike Portnoy. It's their first record with him in forever. I am so looking forward to this record. I have really liked both of the singles that they've released so far. There's something about Mike Portnoy's feel. It just lends a heavier, I feel like a heavier feel to Dream Theater's music. Can't wait. Also on February 7th, Ginger drops their new record, Duel. Give it to me now. Just inject it into my veins. I've really liked all of the singles that they've put out so far for this record. Yeah. Give it to me. February 14th, Lacuna Coil drops its new record, Sleepless Empire. These guys don't disappoint. Looking forward to hearing what they've got. February 21st, like you, Michael, looking forward to the new Killswitch Engage record titled This Consequence. I really like the single, the debut single that they dropped off of this record. Bring it. Can't wait. March 14th, Coheed and Cambria drop their new record, Vaxis 3, The Father of Make Believe. I've got the box set pre-ordered for this. I cannot wait. The singles that they've released from this record so far have a feel of older Coheed and Cambria. I hope the entire record sounds like this. It's got me giddy. I can't wait. On March 28th, Arch Enemy drops its new record, Blood Dynasty. Again, have really enjoyed the singles that they've dropped off this so far. Yeah, it's going to go hard as hell. I can't wait. In April 2025, Machine Head announced that they've got a new record on the way. Have not seen the title on it yet or a specific date, but I have seen roughly an April 2025 guesstimate on that. Looking forward to that. Really like the single that they dropped on that a few weeks ago. There is presumably a new Shadows Fall record on the way. They dropped their first single in umpteen years here just a while back. Really liking the new single. I really hope that means they've got a full album on the way. Like you, Michael, I'm also looking forward to the Paradise Slaves debut record. That's the one that features former 36 Crazy Fists vocalist Brock Lindau. So looking forward to that. Really liked the single that they dropped off that. There's also a debut record coming from a band called Burn Eternal. This features Adam D. of Killswitch Engage and Howard Jones of Light the Torch, former Killswitch Engage and Blood Has Been Shed vocalist. I think I've told you before how much I absolutely love Howard Jones as a vocalist, so looking forward to that. Howard Jones also announced he's got his first solo record on the way, so looking forward to hearing that. He's also working on a new record with Jared Dines called from their band called Scion, so he's got quite a bit of stuff on the way out.
I may have to listen to that Howard Jones stuff when it comes out.
Dude, Howard Jones is amazing. Dig into some of the stuff he did with Killswitch Engage. Dig into Blood Has Been Shed. Listen to Light the Torch. Listen to the first Scion record. All of it is fantastic. He is an amazing vocalist.
I think on the massive playlist, I have Save Me from Killswitch Engage and The End of a Heartache.
Great tune. A couple other ones that have been announced coming out next year. No specific release date. Steven Wilson has a new record coming out called The Overview. Steven Wilson is the singer of Porcupine Tree. Really looking forward to hearing The Overview, seeing what he brings on this. He seems to kind of change up his sound record to record. So the last record he put out was kind of more pop influence, so I'm kind of hoping he's going to lean back towards more of his prog rock roots. So we'll see. Also looking forward to the new record from Starset titled Brave New World. I actually think that was supposed to have been out this year. For some reason it didn't come out. Michael, anything else before we move on?
I want to add like a little bit. I want to say what I've been listening to like over the past few weeks. I've been listening to a lot of the Juggernaut albums, whole bunch of the Periphery Juggernaut albums.
Just been trying to dig into those.
Change it up a little bit.
Let me ask you this. Do you think Periphery's got new material that'll be released this year?
I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping for. But they've been on tour a whole bunch.
They have. And that wouldn't necessarily lead me to believe that they've got new material that they're working out. My guess is they may not have another new record for another year or two.
Which is fine. I'm fine with P5.
You've got their entire catalog at your fingertips.
Yep. And an interesting EP. What I'm talking about is the two songs they released this year, I think.
Are you talking about the acoustic EP they put out?
Yeah.
With the
I wasn't the
covers?
biggest fan.
Yeah, it's okay. The The cover of Scarlet is okay.
But
It works
they
better
just-
as a full band song.
yeah, there's, in my opinion, they messed up. It's Only Smiles. I don't like the extra stuff added on to Spencer's vocals.
Well, there's always the
On
original
It's Only
versions for you to go
Smiles.
back and
Yeah.
revisit. So,
And of course, they're always better. Except for when you're listening to Jetpacks. You always have to listen to B2. It's way better.
yeah, the second version of Jetpacks, I think, is a upgrade from the original version for sure.
He seems more confident.
Yep, probably had a bit more time to work out his vocal arrangement.
Not 2 weeks.
Anything else?
No.
All right. So usually we would do listener feedback. We did not get any listener feedback, so we'll skip on through that. And we'll get into Michael's journey, discovering a song from the past. For this episode, Michael was assigned St. Elmo's Fire, Man in Motion by John Parr. A little bit of background on this song. This was written by British singer John Parr for the 1985 film St. Elmo's Fire. It hit number 1 on the U.S. Billboard Hot 100 chart back on the September 7th, 1985, and remained there for 2 weeks. It was the main theme for the film and the first single from the soundtrack. And the song was actually created and edited within 24 hours. The record peaked at number 6 in the United Kingdom, which was John's home country, and became a number 1 hit for him around the world, and provided many awards and a Grammy nomination. Members of the bands Toto, REO Speedwagon, and Mr. Mister also appear on the recording. It's interesting, a note about this song. John didn't actually know what to write about. He was not inspired by the film at all. This song was actually not inspired by the film. The song was actually inspired by a news clip that he had seen about a Canadian athlete named Rick Hansen, who at the time was going around the world in his wheelchair to raise awareness for spinal cord injuries. His journey was titled the Man in Motion Tour. So John Parr was inspired by that and wrote the lyrics to... The lyrics were clearly inspired by that. But he tried to fit in some stuff here and there that kind of tangentially, vaguely related to the film, but not really. The song's more about his admiration for Rick Hansen. So that said, Michael, what do you have on Man in Motion?
24 hours?
Huh?
24 hours that song was written in?
Written and edited in 24 hours, yeah. Pretty crazy. What you got on this?
I'm just shocked. I'm so surprised that you could write a song and edit it in 24 hours. You would have to be on it 24/7.
Commitment.
That's what I call commitment and having a lot of time. I really like this song. I think it has very catchy lyrics, has great melodies. Also like the mix. I think it overall it has a great mix of musical elements. And it's just mind blowing that this song was written in 24 hours and edited. And it performs so well that it's still played today.
Yeah, it's an outstanding song.
Um,
Go ahead.
I really like this song.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. You had mentioned to me previously that you had heard this song before.
Mhm.
You might have heard it on the school bus, and you said you thought you had caught it on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Out of curiosity, how did you catch it on YouTube? Was it playing on
Shorts.
on YouTube Shorts?
Yeah.
Okay. Did they have it play it over somebody playing a video game or something?
I don't know. I
No,
don't
fair enough.
remember.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Infinite Loop.
I find this song to be extremely uplifting and catchy. It's got great vocal melodies. The music is extremely hooky. The keyboards really carry the song, but the bit of guitar work that's present is really solid. I love the addition of the trumpet and the trombone. The chorus feels so triumphant and epic and huge. I love the lyrics to the song. John has a really unique voice. It's a bit gravelly and low in the register, but he packs so much power behind his delivery. Just an outstanding song. It's definitely one of my personal favorites. Michael, let's get your rating and your final thoughts.
My final thoughts. This is a great song, and it definitely deserves to still be played today. I think I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 5.
Perfect score for Michael. I'm glad you liked this one. I thought you might. It's a little more of a hard rocking song, less poppy than we usually do in this segment. So I'm really glad you enjoyed this.
Question for you.
What's up?
What's your rating?
Well, I usually don't keep track of my ratings for this particular segment, but if I did have to give it a rating, it would definitely get a perfect score from me too.
Okay.
Especially knowing how much he was not inspired by the movie that the song was supposed to have been written for, and how he kind of sneakily wrote this about being inspired by a wheelchair-bound athlete and stuff. I love that story.
Out of curiosity, have you seen the movie?
Oh, yeah.
What is the movie about?
Several
Out
times.
of curiosity.
It's about a group of young people that had just graduating from college and getting out into the real world, and kind of how their their friendship evolves as they get out into the working world and stuff like that. It's interesting. It's not one of my absolute favorite films, but it's okay. The song, in my opinion, is better than the film. So, all right, Michael. So for your next assignment on your journey, I'm assigning you the terrific song "At Last" by Etta James. I think you're gonna like this song. She's got a great voice.
Okay.
And also on our next episode, we're going to be discussing Loath's 2020 release, I Let It In and It Took Everything. And with that said, we do want to hear from you. We will read your emails and messages on the show. We have only one request. Keep them clean. There are several ways to contact us. You can email us at lightmovepod@gmail.com. You can also reach us on several social media platforms, such as Facebook, Blue Sky, Instagram, and Threads. Details on how to connect with us are in the show notes.
If you like the show, subscribe to us on your favorite podcasting platform and share with your friends and family. We are available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and a variety of other platforms. We are on YouTube. Can't find us on your chosen platform? Shoot us a message and let us know. Leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. This helps us to be found in the algorithm. Make them good and we'll read them on the air. Are you in a band and you'd like for us to check you out? Possibly drop a recommendation on the show? Shoot us a message. We'd love to check you out and give you a shout.
We'd like to thank you very much for listening to the Leitmotif and Movement podcast. Take care and enjoy music.
And see you next year.
100%. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.